Bam, we're live. Bam, we're live. Let's get the screen share going. All right. Welcome. All right. So it's day 91. That's what we're here for. We're going to get started. So referrals can be a complicated game for some people, especially when you're new and first starting out. You want to learn a process. We're going to go through that today. Hey there. Welcome, Merlin. Welcome to day 91. All right. We'll get started here. If you're new, let me know where you're from, what part of the country, and what your like niche or specialty is. All right, so here we go. We're talking about building a referral engine, right? So in remodeling, you have to work really hard to get your first client. You don't want that to be the end of the cycle. So we're going to go through how you stop relying on luck and how you can actually engineer a process. Hey, Christopher, welcome. So a lot of guys say they want to get referrals, right? And really, at the end of the day, you want to shift from the being referred to where you are recommended. When somebody feels like they're being referred or they're referring, they often feel like it's transactional, like there's something that comes along with it. It doesn't feel natural. But when you're highly recommended, and when the homeowner says, you have to call my buddy, that's a whole new ballgame. Okay. So that's what we want to shift for you to get all your homeowners to where they're recommending you and they're telling their friends they'd be idiots if they didn't hire you. All right. So here's how we break that down. Most remodelers, right? They wait, they hope someone drops their name, they hope that they get mentioned at a community barbecue, but hope isn't a strategy. All right. And that's why many people right now, their phones aren't ringing, they're just hearing crickets. So the way that a lot of guys are succeeding really well with this is they build a plan that the homeowner feels like they have to recommend them because they're such a professional company. So follow me on this. You build what's called a loop. All right. And let's be clear, we're not asking for referrals at the end of the job. We are building the process from day one. When I'm talking to the homeowner for the first time over the phone, I'm already sharing with them, man, it'd be really nice if we all work together because you'll be able to help a lot of your friends out that are desperate for finding a good contractor as well. You'd be able to recommend us to them. That's what keeps us busy. Many of our current clients have recommended us to numerous friends, coworkers, people in the neighborhood, right? We have client celebration parties. I'm just sharing all this. I'm not asking them for any referrals. And you do this like 3 times throughout your process. First, during that initial screening call. Second time is when you actually meet with them. Third time could be like the pre-construction meeting. So they've heard about how great your referral process is 3 times, and you've never even asked them to do anything for it. Hi, Sandra. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Let me know what part of the country you're from. Talking about some remodeling. So here's how we build this loop, right? It creates something that becomes actionable for the homeowner. Dr. W. Jones, welcome. So by bringing it up 3 times, it starts to embed it, and the homeowner is getting used to hearing it and comfortable, and they're starting to expect it like that's what happens. Also, we talk about our referral rewards. We say, yeah, when you start having giving us and providing us with lots of recommendations, you get to pick. Do you want to do a nice private dining? Would you like to go on a little kayaking trip? Do you want a day at the day spa? Because we don't give them money, we give the homeowner experiences for the ones that are recommending us. And that's what people want, our recommendation. They want those experiences. So think about this. Some companies that did this really well were Airbnb, Dropbox, Robinhood. These were brand new platforms that came into an industry and they launched because they started their conversations early and they spotlighted and they helped give the customer a really good experience, right? And they made people feel smart for hiring them. Think about that for a minute. Homeowners, one of their biggest fears is looking stupid. They don't want to make a poor decision. They don't want their neighbors laughing at them like the Joneses down the street who got ripped off by the other contractor. So if you can help a homeowner look smart and then they can be smart when they recommend you to their friends, now that gives them status and people want to look like they know what they're doing. And when you know what you're doing, you like to share it with others. This is how you build this for the homeowner. You're helping them look good and they will love you for that. Some of them don't get that many of an opportunity. So this could be their shining star. And again, we don't give homeowners money when they give us a recommendation or land that referral for us. Because if they just wanted money, they would be a salesperson. They would go get a sales job selling remodeling services. Now, think about this. They'd much rather have that private dining experience that you've set up at a local restaurant where they come in, the chef comes out, gets introduced to them, right? They maybe get a special meal prepared, okay? Or you set them up with maybe some adventure trip, like in your area, if there's kayak excursions or a fishing trip, right? You provide them with something nice that they can enjoy and brag about. And then when they're telling their friends, how did you get to do that trip? Well, our contractor paid for it. What? How did that happen? You see what I'm saying? It starts a whole different cycle in everybody's mind. Man, your contractor's awesome. So the key to this is you have to seed it early. Okay, so you start talking about it literally from day one. While most people are trying to convince the homeowner how awesome they are because they build this way or that way, you just talk about how great your recommendation program is. And that helps give more credibility. So you start that very early. You also allow homeowners to have social brag moments, right? You help them brag about their projects. Many are going to want to do this. Not all, some are very introverted, but a lot of clients are looking for something to share on social media, and you're going to help them do that by providing them with some nice experiences. And then you have multiple touch points. By bringing it up frequently, it becomes second nature. It's like that's exactly what happens with our company. When we share that we have client celebration parties at the end of the remodel, the homeowner saying, tell me more about that. I say, well, did you see what we just posted on social media? When we finished up the Johnson's kitchen, they had their whole neighborhood over. Yeah, we'd had a barbecue. Everyone got to come see the kitchen. It was all paid for by us. There was 100 people from the neighborhood there, checking out the kitchen, checking out the house, hanging out. Right, the kids' soccer team came over, and everyone was like, "Wow, this is amazing! Your contractor paid for this, and we're there also hosting it. Like we're the caterers." And we're getting to interact with the homeowners, and they're like, we really like what they did with their kitchen. Could you come out and give us an estimate for ours? You see how this process starts to work? These are the things that'll help you get separated. Hey there, RK, welcome. All right, so you celebrate publicly, celebrate frequently, and you use the rewards that help us like add a little bit more to the stories. So welcome. If you're new here, let me know where you're from, what part of the country you're in. All right, so that's what we mean when I talk about an embedded loop. It's a process that we keep doing and it becomes natural, right? A great job leads to a thank you, leads to a social media post, leads to a new client, rinse, repeat. Hey, Paul, welcome. Let me know what part of the country you're from. We're talking about how to boost that referral program and turn it more into a recommendation system. So again, you're not asking for referrals. That's what the competition does. They're desperate. We're not desperate. We get recommended. We build a system where the recommendation is the next natural step. It's the only step. So you have to ask yourself, What if you could set this system up for your company where you never really had to ask for referrals because the client's beating you to it by recommending you to everyone? Every job becomes a story that clients are proud to share. People reach out saying, hey, my friend said I have to use you. Yeah, that's what we're going for. And you get a small group of past clients. They've Before you know it, you're gonna have people referring you to 4 and 5 jobs. We get 2 or 3. We'll have one person refers 2 or 3 people in a week. Okay, that's the transformation that we're talking about. So here's your AI prompt. Right, you can take this information, right, copy this down. You're going to ask the AI agent to act as the referral marketing consultant for a remodeling company, and we're going to say specializes in a design first approach. That's my suggestion for you. You're going to outline your 3-touch referral strategy discussed by the Remodeling Academy, and you're going to embed it into a client journey where it's discussed during the initial phone call, first meeting, pre-construction meeting, and possibly even the first payment. Hey, Raymond, welcome. Let me know where you're from if you're new here. We're just talking about changing from referrals to getting what we prefer is what's called recommendations. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know where you're from. So the next step you're going to ask AI is to outline and write a high trust email script that you can use at the end of the project to encourage more recommendations. You're going to ask it to suggest 3 experience-based rewards that feel classy and memorable, right? In our area, a private dining experience is very nice. A day spa experience is nice. And something along the lines of maybe a kayak excursion or a fishing trip. Again, you have to gauge what is of interest to the people that are recommending you. You're going to ask it for a referral tracker template because you're going to want to keep track of this so you can properly reward the people that do recommend you. And create some sort of a social media caption that you can use to publicly celebrate the clients who get the rewards. So that's what we have for you. Appreciate you jumping in here and there. If you're new and you have any questions about remodeling, let me know. What's on your mind? A little late tonight, but busy day, a lot going on. Dr. Yo, welcome. Wayne, welcome. If you're a remodeler and you have any questions about referrals and how to switch them over to recommendations, let me know. Jacqueline, welcome. So remember, the key thing to keep in mind is you have to reframe your process, right? Because what we're doing now is you're not asking for referrals, you're engineering a recommendation loop. So one of the things that a company like box did is it provided benefits to both the user that was being referred and the referring party. They got extra storage space. So you can consider doing programs like that where when the person gets referred and the person who referred, you could provide gift card type experience rewards for both parties. Okay. Hey, Michael, welcome. So that's one concept you can look at. Um, and that's what's called the double-sided. Both people are benefiting. The Airbnb method is more story focused, right? If what they did was if you invited your friend to explore a place, they would get money off and you would get money off. So I'm not a big fan of giving money off, but the same concept again, they were giving a bonus to both sides. And they were encouraging the experience. It was only if it was booked. So it's kind of like if the homeowner that gets referred books with you, then they would get the reward like a private dining experience. Does that make sense? I wouldn't give them money off. I would give them an experience to brag about. And then Robinhood, they gave bonuses to clients that sent them multiple referrals. You had to do 5 to get. So you could do the same thing. If one of your past clients refers you to 5 people, then they get a special reward that other people don't get. Maybe a night at the hotel and a nice dining experience. I don't know what it would be. I don't know how much your jobs are worth, right? It depends. If you're selling $100,000 jobs and somebody gives you 5 of them, you'd have some money to play around with there because that could add up. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you being here. If you're new and you want to share where your location is, what part of the country you're in, let me know what your remodeling specialty is. If you have any questions about building referrals and changing the dynamic to where you're constantly being recommended, let me know. Otherwise, that might be it for tonight. Let's see. Jamal, if I can help you out, please let me know. We're just winding down. I've already gone through some content talking about referrals. Our concept is you want to switch into where it's a recommendation, right? Where the homeowner feels like obligated to tell their friends, like, you have to call Mike's company. They're amazing. You'd be silly not to. Does that make a difference? They want to share their experience. They want to tell them how great everything was. So it feels like less strings attached when everyone's talking the term recommendation instead of referral. That's the goal. And it all starts with you. You start sharing with homeowners that, and most of our clients, they recommended us to they recommend that their friends call us. And here's why. And you just keep talking about it over and over again. What's so great about your clients is you get recommended all the time. Neighbors, friends, family, coworkers, the kids' fellow sports teams' parents. Doesn't matter. You're always being recommended, not referred. All right, guys, appreciate you being here. That's everything for tonight. If you have any questions, drop it in the comment real quick. Otherwise, I'm gonna bounce. Appreciate you being here. Let me know what part of the country you're from. All right, you guys have a nice night. Take care.